Coming up tonight on the News at 5, another bill advances in the Montana House that could restrict abortions here in the state. Plus,
it's a really critical time right now for the Blackfeet Nation.
Blackfeet Community College is starting a new class in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the News at 5. I'm Andy Curtis, and thanks for joining us. Republicans in the Montana House on Wednesday advanced another bill that could restrict abortion in Montana. This one involves health insurance coverage for abortion. The House voted 66-34 for a bill that would forbid health insurance policies that are sold on the Obamacare online marketplace from covering abortion. All but 2 House Republicans voted for the measure, and 1 Democrat supported it. The bill's sponsor, Representative Jane Gillette of Bozeman, said many of the marketplace policies are subsidized by federal money and therefore should not cover elective abortions. About 50,000 Montanans purchase policies through the marketplace. GOP supporters of the bill said it doesn't restrict abortions, but merely ensures that public money won't pay for them. But Democrat Rob Ferris Olson of Helena said it's just another attempt by Republicans to block access to legal abortion.
It would interfere with private business decisions, dictating what private insurance plans can and cannot cover. It would undermine the free market. In short, it would deprive Montanans of comprehensive reproductive health care coverage, as well as deny them the right to choose insurance coverage that is appropriate for themselves and their families.
This bill does not prohibit abortions. Let's be clear. It ensures that the government is not in the business of funding abortions, and that individual taxpayers, our constituents, are not paying for abortion services.
The bill heads to the state Senate after a final vote in the House later this week. And the 2 Republican members of Montana's congressional delegation have introduced bills to overturn President Joe Biden's decision to halt construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. And the delegation's only Democratic member, Senator Jon Tester, is asking the president to reconsider. This week, Congressman Matt Rosendale and Senator Steve Daines introduced bills to authorize construction of the pipeline, which would cross a 285-mile route in northeast Montana. They say canceling the pipeline kills many jobs and substantial property tax revenue in the future for state government and several counties and schools in eastern Montana. Tester, a Democrat, also wrote a letter to President Biden saying the pipeline could be built with strict environmental protections. The pipeline would carry crude oil from the Canadian tar sands in Alberta and also have a long terminal for oil produced in North Dakota and Montana. Environmentalists have long opposed the pipeline, saying it's not needed and will contribute to global warming. It's not immediately clear whether either of the bills will be scheduled for a hearing in the U.S. Senate or House. All right, now with a look at our weather, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
Oh boy, we've all been spoiled here so far this winter with the warmth and the lack of snow. I'd be spoiled with some snow, but we've got some snow that is on the way. Lots of watches, warnings, and advisories here around the state. First and foremost, a wind chill advisory northeast Montana tonight into tomorrow morning. Wind chills down to 20 to 30 below zero. It's pretty darn cold northeast Montana right now. Winter weather advisory for parts of the High Line here and most of central and southern Montana under a winter storm watch here as we get into really later Thursday, more so for Friday into Saturday. Take a look at Future Track Feels Like, essentially the wind chill values. And as we get into Saturday morning, close to 30 below the wind chill in parts of the state. Dangerously cold air coming with significant snow. For right now, though, the snow is mainly in the mountains here tonight and for most of Thursday. This weekend, a super wintry weekend with snow and cold. And how cold? Well, the coldest in 2 years. Remember that March that we had 2 years ago where we set all sorts of records? Well, yeah, this will be easily colder than anything we've seen last winter. I'll have more on the full forecast coming up later on the show.
Active cases of COVID-19 in Montana continue to decline. As of today, there are about 3,300 active cases. Active hospitalizations, though, rose to 121. And deaths in the state continue to rise as well. 55 more deaths have been reported since last night, bringing the statewide death total to 1,316. 46 of the deaths are out of Yellowstone County and are from routine case reconciliation between local and state authorities. Well, the Blackfeet Community College is starting a new class in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The free online course will teach people about the Blackfeet tribe's language and will split into 2 6-week sessions. It's all being funded by a grant. With so many losses on the reservation due to COVID-19 and tribal elders at risk, the college decided to start the classes.
It's a really critical time right now for the Blackfeet Nation and making sure that we're working to preserve and revitalize some of these traditional teachings and the language.
The hope is to get the class started this month. And every day, thousands of young Americans are held in juvenile detention centers. With so many young people moving in and out of these detention centers, it's worth asking, what exactly is juvenile detention? MTN's KTVH Neitzel explains.
Most people think juvenile detention centers are prisons for criminally charged youth. But what a lot of people don't know is the services and educational resources these detention centers provide can help to improve their individual situations.
While the youth are here, we take every opportunity to fill their toolbox full with a number of different things, whether it's life skills, education, anything that will basically help them when they get out of here to be more functional in society.
The Cascade County Regional Youth Services Center is a 24-bed, long-term facility that provides a safe environment for criminally charged youth ages 10 to 18. Kids can stay at the Juvenile Detention Center for just a few hours, up to a couple of years, depending on their reason for being there. The detention center works with kids from all across the state and provides them with year-round schooling with 2 full-time certified teachers.
We get kids from all over the state, sometimes other states as well, so we accept 5th graders to seniors in high school. So most of them are on their own individualized learning plans, so I could be teaching 5th grade science for one kid and then come over here and I'm helping a student with calculus.
The Juvenile Detention Center also provides therapeutic and recreational services for rehabilitation, like art and pet therapy, nutrition education, physical therapy, game nights, and team building. They also provide high-set testing to help their kids graduate from high school, no matter what their education level is, and have had over 90 successful graduates.
Yes, are they here because they are accused of a crime? Sure, but it doesn't mean that they're guilty. We don't treat them like they're guilty while they're here. That's not our job. Our job is to take care of them, help them to grow into people is our biggest things. Yeah, we have titles that we're detention officers and things like that, but I think more so, we're their teachers. We're their, helping them grow into, young men and women.
The Juvenile Detention Center's main goal is to help youth achieve success by providing them resources to become more productive members of society. In Great Falls, KTVH Neitzel, MTN News.
The Cascade County Regional Youth Services Center is a 24-bed, long-term facility that provides a safe environment for criminally charged youth, ages 10 to 18. Kids can stay at the Juvenile Detention Center for just a few hours, up to a couple of years, depending on their reason for being there. The detention center works with kids from across the states and provides them with year-round schooling with 2 full-time certified teachers. And coming up next, Chief Meteorologist will have a full look at our forecast, and a little bit later, back to Washington, D.C. This latest fight, though, is over President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus package. We'll tell you what economists have to say coming up next.
Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenens.
All right, let's get right into it here, everybody. Looking at live look at the Great Falls area. Much colder air has moved in. Highs staying in the teens for a lot of the north central part of the state. We had some snow showers east of Great Falls, and the visibility closer to the Continental Divide has improved, but at times some snow showers have been moving over the Continental Divide. 35 degrees right now in Helena with west winds of 25 miles per hour. There is a front, there's a boundary that is clearly separating temperatures in the teens and 20s in the northern half of the state from 20s and 30s here in the southern and western half of the state. Just a little tease as far as cold air goes. Wind speeds up to 18 miles per hour in Glasgow, hence the wind chill advisory in far northeastern Montana. 3 below is what it feels like in Glasgow. And again, by Saturday morning, some places could be approaching 30 below with the wind chill. Snow showers, yeah, we've got a few. A couple on the Rocky Mountain front, a few up here, north central part of the state. There are a few of those snow showers. I had some out by Canyon Ferry and then also up the Continental Divide, west of town, up there around the Blackfoot Valley, Helmville, Avon, picking up some snow showers, and a few snow showers around the Little Rockies and then out towards the Missouri River and Fort Peck Lake here. And some scattered snows continue throughout a lot of the Rockies here into the northern plains, and the last little bit of that major snowstorm into the northeast that's starting to move out. So here's what will happen in Montana. Mainly some snow showers tonight in the mountains, mainly in the mountains tonight and even into tomorrow. Although a couple of these snow showers crossing some of the lower elevations here may put a little coating of some snow on the ground. But through tonight, a couple of snow showers into the mountains, and things look pretty quiet for Thursday, right? Well, watch how they pick up. The activity and the snow showers pick up through Thursday afternoon and evening hours. So mainly in the mountains again. There will be late Thursday, a little snow maybe out the high line here. But heading into Friday, this is when there will be a little more accumulation for places like Cut Bank and Great Falls. Helena likely still on Friday morning. I know it's kind of hard to see, but a little shadowing from the mountains here, so not much in the Helena Valley, but certainly some snow into the mountains around town. Snow through the morning hours in Great Falls, in Lewistown, a little snow around Helena on Friday morning before more snow comes in Friday night into Saturday. So look at this, by Friday morning, again, a little coating of snow around Great Falls and Cut Bank, maybe into the higher terrain around Helena, but the mountains, the big snowies, the little belts, the big belts up there around to the high woods, and then right on the Rocky Mountain front, the Swan Range, the Missions. I mean, significant snow, 2 to 3 feet of snow by Friday evening, and then we'll have more through this weekend. Tonight, cold temperatures here in the teens, and again from really around Opheim up through the extreme northeast part of the state. That's where we've got that wind chill advisory for tonight. A couple of snow showers certainly closer to the Little Belt Mountains, the big belts, and a few snow showers up on the Continental Divide here through the rest of this evening. For tomorrow, a milder system comes in here. Again, a lot of north central Montana at highs only in the teens. We're getting up into the 30s to even about 40 degrees for these areas tomorrow. So a little warmer. Snow showers mainly in the mountains. Now by Friday morning, we've got some snow in the lower elevations here. There will be waves of snow coming through Friday morning, Friday night into Saturday. Here's a look at what it will be like Saturday. Widespread snow, and this is when the cold air really starts to dig in. And by Sunday, we've got some snow still, very snowy, wintry pattern here with high temperatures well below zero for most of the state east of the Continental Divide on Sunday, and those wind chills will be certainly dangerous as well. There's the 7-day forecast for Helena. This is real cold, real snow as well. I think Helena doesn't really see it snow until later on Friday night into Saturday, then again on Sunday into Monday. 20 below zero likely on Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night. Colder than what we've seen in a while. And for Great Falls, there you can see those snow and cold temperatures here all the way through the weekend into next week. Prepare for the cold.
The Biden administration has proposed a $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Republicans say that is too costly of a package and they want it trimmed significantly. But what perspective do people who study the economy have overall? Alicia Nieves spoke with lead economists and found an overwhelming majority have come up with the same conclusion.
A $1.9 trillion stimulus package could be the next major aid aimed at helping the U.S. economy recover. The new stimulus bill is being backed by a Democratic majority in Congress, but questioned by most Republicans. They're worried about its price. Cutting through possible partisan positions, top economists are weighing in.
$1.9 trillion is roughly equivalent to 9% of the overall GDP of the U.S. economy, so a fairly large package, and it comes on the back of over $3 trillion of stimulus in 2020.
Gregory Dacko is a chief U.S. economist at Oxford Economics, a leader in global forecasting and quantitative analysis. Dacko agrees the amount of aid the government is proposing and has already dished out is unprecedented.
We have to remember that the conditions that we're living through are unprecedented too.
But from a purely economic standpoint, the U.S. can't afford the $1.9 trillion bill.
The U.S. government can borrow money at incredibly low rates right now, basically negative real yields. So from that point of view, we can certainly afford it. We can pay it back later. So that's not a problem. It still comes off to trade-offs, right? Will it stimulate enough growth to make it worthwhile?
Both Kyle Anderson, an economist at the Kelley School of Business, and Dacko at Oxford agree the proposed package is priced right to boost the economy, spurring job growth and an economic recovery potentially to pre-pandemic levels by the third quarter of 2021. In fact, a recent Reuters poll showed 90% of economists around the country believe the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill will, quote, significantly boost the economy, and 87% of those economists also agree that we could be back to pre-pandemic levels within a year. Critical to this timeline, though, is the proposed package getting passed quickly.
A significant portion of this spending is for vaccine distribution. And so there's kind of been this game in Washington about, do we need it or not? Let's wait and see. But we need the vaccine distribution funds right away. That's the biggest economic recovery tool we have right now.
Democrats are hoping for Republican support to quickly push the proposed stimulus relief through, although with a majority in both the Senate and the House, they don't need it. I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
Well, stick with us because coming up next on the News at 5, we'll introduce you to the new manager of the Great Falls Voyagers.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back, everyone. Tuesday night's boys basketball game between Rocky Boy and Malta ended in controversy after the Stars walked off the court in protest of several calls. With 4 minutes and 32 seconds remaining, junior Ben Krebs was called for his second technical foul after falling down on a three-point shot, which led to his ejection. Rocky Boy head coach Adam DeMontenay was also ejected for arguing the call, which led to the remaining coaching staff pulling the team from the court. We've posted the full video of that sequence online at montanasports.com, and we'll continue to update the story as more information becomes available. And baseball season will be here before you know it, and the Great Falls Voyagers are in the process of filling out their team. But first, they needed a manager. MTN's Isaiah Dunk caught up with the new skipper on Wednesday.
The upcoming season will mark a new chapter for the Great Falls Voyagers as the Pioneer League begins play as an independent league. But luckily for the Voyagers, that new chapter will start with a familiar face. The club announced on Wednesday that Tommy Thompson will be the new manager after signing a 3-year contract. Thompson previously managed the team in 2016 when he led them to a first-place finish in the regular season.
Well, I'm extremely excited. So is my wife on coming back to Great Falls. We had a tremendous time. The booster club, the fans, the ownership, the team was great. We had a real nice experience.
Thompson's second stint in the Electric City won't be without its challenges. Since the Pioneer League is no longer affiliated with MLB, teams will largely have to build from scratch. Thompson will play a pivotal role in compiling rosters, but he's got numerous connections in baseball after more than 3 decades with the White Sox.
We're going to have to field our own players from released professional players, other independent players, or quality college players that didn't have a chance to get drafted or didn't get signed. So it's going to be a mix, a match.
And once the season starts, Voyagers fans will once again get to enjoy Thompson for his fiery on-field personality.
I'm going to have to work out a deal with Scott and Vinny to make sure they pay for my fines. If they do that, at times I could be entertaining. But also, I got to respect the game. You know what? I'm going to respect the players. I'm going to fight for them.
The Voyagers open the season at Missoula on May 22nd. Reporting in Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN Sports.
We'll wrap things up here when we come back, but first here's a look at what's coming up tonight on the NBC Nightly News.
When we welcome our West Coast viewers, we'll show you the COVID-related supply chain bottlenecks behind shortages in grocery stores, a look at what's affected, plus Olympic competition where cheering is discouraged, how Japan hopes to host the games in a pandemic, when we see you back here tonight.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 5.
Well, thank you for making us a part of your evening. Remember, you can catch us back here tonight at 6, then 10 o'clock, and always online at ktvh.com. NBC Nightly News is next. Have a great and safe rest of your evening.